Now let's discuss the topic of the Gaza ceasefire deal with Tony Gosling, investigative journalist, joining us from Bristol. Mr. Gosling, thank you for your time today. With all the news coming out and the repeated violations of the ceasefire deal, it seems that Israel is looking for an excuse at this point to resume its genocide. First of all, would you agree with this idea? If so, is this because of the unconditional support that Donald Trump is giving the Israeli regime, and is it also because of his proposed ethnic cleansing and the displacement plan?
Well, I think one of the fascinating things about now having Trump in charge is the way that everything seems to be obviously now an American war. For example, much of the previous rhetoric was coming from Israel, from Netanyahu. There wasn't anywhere near. So, I mean, for example, the comment earlier this week from Trump, "Let all hell break out" in Gaza and in Palestine. This sort of thing is not what we would have heard from the previous administration, and I think it's sent, in a way, shockwaves around the world. That a so-called Christian president can use such anti-Christian language about his fellow human beings. But it's quite clear this is a US war, and without the US backing, Israel would be nowhere. Actually, the amount of military force around Israel is far greater than Israel itself, and without US backing, US money particularly, but also, of course, diplomatic backing, satellite intelligence backing, the actual bomb technology backing that they're giving with the aircraft and the actual munitions, this genocide would not have been possible. And there's real brinkmanship going on right now, a kind of playing chicken with the fate of the people of Gaza, which is shocking and horrifying way for human beings to behave to each other.
Mr. Gosling, there are analysts actually saying that Donald Trump is playing chicken with Netanyahu because he was posting a social media post regarding Jeffrey Sachs calling Netanyahu a controller of the U.S. policy, and saying that the U.S. is actually playing the wars of Israel at that point. Also, we have the same policies of Donald Trump, on the other hand, that he is helping the wars of Israel. Which one should we believe here?
Well, look, it's a partnership, isn't it? And it's particularly powerful because the Israel lobby is very strong in the United States. It's placed itself in elite institutions, obviously the government, the media, finance, even universities. And so it isn't, I don't think so much Trump is doing just what Netanyahu wants, but here is a conspiracy really between the elites in these two countries to create mayhem in the Middle East. I mean, it really does follow Netanyahu, who's obviously been in this game for a long, long time, and the other right wing, the far right bloc in Israeli politics, to carry this on. The trouble is with the ceasefire is that Hamas have really only got the hostages, are the only bargaining chip they've got. I mean, I see them in a way a bit like, say, the Aboriginals of Tasmania in the time of the British Empire, who the British at the time had massive technology that they literally did hunt those Aboriginals down like dogs. And that's the advance in technology and weaponry that the Israelis have over the people of Palestine. Now, that doesn't mean to say any moral person should use that advantage, but they most definitely are. And so if these hostages are continually released whilst the Israelis completely fail to uphold much of the ceasefire, then you can see why Hamas is saying, well, we're going to stop releasing hostages because these are the only bargaining chips we've got left. And once they're all gone, you're just going to resume the genocide anyway.
Tony Gosling, investigative journalist, joining us from Bristol. Thank you for your time.